I'm Alpha Trivette. My 5-minute video today, I'm not going to start the clock because it may or may not go 5 minutes. I'm not sure. I want to introduce you to someone. Meet Teejay McKenna Floyd, my granddaughter. She was named after her uncle Teejay, who passed away exactly 51 weeks before she was born. She really didn't want to come into the world, or so it seems, but she fought hard to get here once that time came. She was a week late, and on Friday the 9th, when Felicia finally went in to be induced, it took a while for everything to start working, and even then she hadn't dilated the required 10 centimeters. But at 8 centimeters, Dr. Anthony, who did a wonderful job at Emory Johns Creek, decided it was time to push that little baby out of there. Baby not so little. I'll tell you about that in a minute. After several hard pushes and a lot of pain because Felicia didn't use any drugs, Teejay started to crown, and then her head came out. I was in the room, as I was for my first granddaughter. I'd hoped not to be at the business end. I really didn't want to see all that, but I was sitting to the left of the delivery table, or bed, and I did see her head come out. And I saw the head sit there for the longest time, longer than I felt comfortable with. Then, in a voice that was stern yet calm, Dr. Anthony said, "Get all available personnel in here." That was a bit unsettling. And at that point there were, in addition to Nicole and Sequoia and the respiratory therapist John, at least 4 other nameless nurses who came in to help deliver this child. They're nameless and faceless because in all the excitement I didn't take time to look at them. And quite honestly, if they were in the room with me right now, I wouldn't know it was them. I do know that Nicole was standing on a chair on my side of the bed, and I was standing there holding the chair to keep it from sliding out from under her as she pushed on Felicia's abdomen to try to get the baby out. Teejay was stuck. Her shoulder didn't clear. So Dr. Anthony had to reach inside and maneuver her in such a way to get her shoulder free, and of course all the while being very careful not to risk any nerve damage which could have caused some paralysis. After what seemed like an eternity, there was a huge whoosh, and out she came. After what seemed like another eternity, Dr. John took her to the respiratory table, and then there was a cry. We were finally able to breathe a sigh of relief. And even more relief came after Dr. Anthony checked her and assured us that her arms were moving well and everything was fine. But as she lay there on the table, I couldn't help but think, little girl, we owe you an apology. You come into this world and we hand you a bill for $350,000. That's your part of the debt that we have been able to mismanage and screw things up, and you're going to have to pay for it, I'm afraid. My hope for you is that you have a world that is as free as the one I grew up in. I hope even that you have a world as free as the one your mother grew up in. It is limitless in so many ways, and some of them are not good ways. What I hope for you is that you will want for plenty, but need for nothing. I hope that you understand that the world owes you nothing, but I hope you get back from it as good as you give, and I hope you give all you've got. Knowing the fight you went through, I don't think that'll be a problem. After yesterday's doctor visit, the doctor told them about a system they have of measuring the trauma a child goes through in delivery, and apparently that's a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the easiest, and 10 pretty much impossible. That's kind of delivery where angels bring the baby down and she's found under a cabbage leaf the next day, and 1 being the most difficult. Little Teejay was a 2. So I know after that, after the spirit that I can tell you have already, because before you were a day old you were lifting your head up and turning the other way, I know you'll tackle the world with all you've got. As I said, I hope the world is capable of giving back. I hope we haven't sufficiently screwed it up. And what has been screwed up to this point, I hope we can fix before you have to deal with it yourself. I hope at the point that if and when you do see this, you won't think your big daddy is just some old man trying to talk about the future and not really optimistic about it. Truth be known, I'm not all that optimistic about it. But I pray that you'll have a way of helping to make it better. So much has happened in the 1 week that you've been alive. I'm not going to go over those things. I will say this, however, that not much of the news has been fun to talk about. But you have certainly brightened the week. God bless you, little one. And world, this is Teejay. I hope you treat her well.